everyone. Welcome to Everyday Real English from Real Life podcast.
Welcome to the deep dive. We're really glad you could join us today.
Yeah, great to be here. We're hoping to make this feel less like a lesson, more like just a helpful chat.
Exactly, like catching up with friends who've, figured a few things out.
And today, that thing is navigating restaurants in English.
Right. It sounds simple, maybe, but it's such a practical skill, whether you're traveling or, just eating out locally in an English-speaking place.
Absolutely. It comes up all the time. It's pretty fundamental.
So our mission for this deep dive, if you will, is to equip you with some key phrases.
And maybe a bit of cultural know-how, too.
Yeah, just to make that whole dining experience feel, smoother, more enjoyable.
Definitely. We've been looking at some really useful materials for this. Things like transcripts from English learning shows.
Mm-hmm. They're great because they often capture that everyday language people actually use.
Yeah, not just textbook stuff. Real interactions.
Precisely. So we're going to hit on some useful expressions. We'll do a little role play scenario.
See in action.
Talk about things like tipping culture, which can be tricky.
Right.
And even cover some potential little mistakes or awkward spots and how you might handle them.
Sounds like a plan. Where should we start?
Okay, let's dive in with the basics. Those essential phrases you'll definitely need. Think of these as your toolkit for restaurant communication.
These are the ones you'll probably hear and use most often. Getting these down can really boost your confidence.
So our sources point to some really common ones, like I'd like, or can I have, and also, what do you recommend?
All really good starting points.
Right. So instead of just pointing and saying, fish, you could say, I'd like the fish, please. See? Adding that please just softens it, makes it more polite.
It really does. Politeness goes a long way. And can I have is another great one. Also very polite.
Like, can I have the bill, please, when you're ready to pay?
Exactly. Or, can I have some water? And what do you recommend? That's your lifesaver when you look at the menu and think, uh-oh, what's good here?
Ah, yes. Been there. And then once you've made up your mind, you can just say, I'll have the chicken sandwich. Done. Oh, and another question you might hear, especially if you're getting takeout.
Right.
To go or for here.
Meaning, are you eating in the restaurant or taking it away?
Yep. And what about when you first sit down? Maybe they haven't brought a menu yet.
Ah, good one. You could say, could I see the menu, please?
Using could, there sounds just a little more formal, maybe slightly more polite than just, can I?
Generally, yeah. Both work, but could is often seen as a bit softer.
Okay, so what if you're still stuck? You need more than just a general recommendation.
You need specific guidance.
Yeah. Our sources suggest things like, do you have any suggestions?
Or, do you have any ideas?
Maybe even a bit more casual. Any thoughts on what's good today?
Right. And there's a slight difference there, isn't there? Suggestions or ideas feel pretty standard. Thoughts might feel like you're asking for their personal take, especially if they work there.
That's a really good point. Okay, flip side. What if you want to recommend something to someone?
Ah, okay. You could say, I'd recommend giving this soup a try.
Notice the contraction there. I would. Very common in speaking.
Super common.
Or if you're really keen on something.
Like, it was amazing.
Yeah, you might say, you've got to try the cheesecake.
And that you've got to often gets crunched down in casual speech, right?
Sure.
So you got to...
Exactly, you got to try this. It adds enthusiasm. I'd recommend is maybe a bit more formal, a bit more reserved.
Got it. Okay, that's a good set of tools to start with. Now let's put it into practice.
Yeah, hearing it in context helps a lot.
We've got a short role play. Imagine a customer walks into a restaurant called the Cozy Corner.
Okay, server and customer. Let's hear it.
All right, here we go. Server. Hello! Welcome to the Cozy Corner. Have you dined with us before?
Customer, no, it's my first time. I'm really hungry.
Server. Excellent. Well, you're in for a treat. Might I suggest our special tonight, pan-seared cod? It's very popular. Customer. Cod. What do you recommend if I'm not really in the mood for fish?
Server. In that case, I'd highly recommend our steak. It always gets rave reviews.
Customer. Okay, the steak sounds good. I'll have the steak, please.
Server. Wonderful choice. And would you like anything to drink with that?
Customer. Just a glass of water, please.
Server. Coming right up. Oh, excuse me. Is this the steak you ordered?
Customer. Actually, I think I asked for the steak, but this looks like chicken.
Oh, my apologies. Let me get that corrected for you immediately. And please accept a complimentary appetizer while you wait.
Okay, nice little scene there.
Yeah, and you heard quite a few of those phrases we just talked about.
Definitely. Might I suggest? What do you recommend? Oh, I'll have just a glass of water, please.
And crucially, how the customer handled the mistake.
Right. Actually, I think I ordered polite, clear, not aggressive.
Exactly. And the server's response was great too, right? Apologized, offered to fix it.
And offered something complimentary.
Which means free, right? Like on the house.
Exactly. It shows how using these simple phrases helps you manage the whole interaction, even a little hiccup like getting the wrong dish.
You also heard the server using nice, welcoming language like, you're in for a treat, and highly recommend, sets a good tone.
Creates a positive atmosphere. Okay, so moving on from the actual ordering, there's the cultural side, like tipping.
Ah, yes, tipping. This can really vary depending on where you are in the world.
Hugely. It's not a global standard by any means.
But our sources do give us a specific guideline for the U.S.
Which is really helpful if you're visiting or living there.
Yeah, the general expectation in the U.S. is to tip your server about 15 to 20% of the bill, assuming the service was decent, of course.
And it's important to know this because in the U.S. system, tips often make up a really significant chunk of the server's income.
Right. It's part of how things work there. But beyond the percentage, just general politeness is key everywhere.
Absolutely. Our sources mention this too, using please and thank you when ordering, asking for things, paying.
It seems basic, but it really does make interactions smoother, especially if there's maybe a bit of a language barrier.
A smile and a polite tone can bridge a lot of gaps.
Now, while we didn't dive super deep into, say, how restaurant etiquette varies drastically across many countries.
Right, that's a whole other topic.
It's worth remembering that things can be different. How you get a server's attention, for instance, or how you signal you want the bill.
Yeah. If you're traveling somewhere new, it's never a bad idea to do a quick search online beforehand. Just a little heads up on local customs.
Good advice. So that brings us to, well, potential challenges. Where might you feel a bit lost in a restaurant setting?
Understanding the menu is a common one.
Oh, definitely. All those sections. You've got appetizers or sometimes starters.
Those are the small dishes at the beginning.
Then main courses or entrees, that's the main part of the meal.
Sometimes side dishes too, things that go with the main.
Right. And then drinks, desserts. It helps to know what those categories mean.
And if you see a word you don't recognize for an ingredient, or you're worried about spice levels.
Just ask. Excuse me, could you tell me what's in the dish name?
Or, is the curry very spicy? Perfectly normal questions.
And we already saw how to handle an order mistake in the role play. The key is to be polite, but clear.
Excuse me, I think there might be a mistake. I ordered the fish. Something like that. Calm and direct.
Most places are really quick to fix things like that.
And it's okay to stumble a bit if you mispronounce something or don't catch what the server says the first time.
Absolutely. It's all part of learning. Don't let it discourage you. Most people are patient.
For sure. Shall we boost the vocabulary a bit now? Some specific words related to dining out?
Yes. Let's add some more tools to your kit. These words popped up in our source materials.
Knowing these will help you understand more and express yourself better too.
Okay, we heard the customer in the role play say they were starving.
Which just means really, really hungry.
Yeah.
Much stronger than just hungry.
And the server offered a complimentary appetizer. We also mentioned on the house. Both mean
Free. A gift from the restaurant.
right. Then there are words to describe the food itself, like tasty, delicious, outstanding.
All positive. But if you didn't really like something, you might say you're not all that crazy about it.
That's a gentler way to say you didn't love it.
Yeah. What about types of places? Our sources mentioned a bistro.
Which is usually a small, fairly informal kind of restaurant.
And decor.
That's how the place looks inside. The furniture, the style, the decor was lovely.
Okay. And what about a hole in the wall?
Huh. That usually means a very small, maybe not fancy-looking place.
But often one with surprisingly great food.
Exactly. Hidden gems. We also heard recommend used a lot.
As in, I'd recommend the pasta to suggest something.
And the word grab, like, I'll just grab a coffee.
We need to get something quickly, informally.
Okay, quick recap. Let's see if you've got these. I'll say the meaning. I think of the word, really, really hungry.
Starting.
Offered free by the restaurant.
Complimentary. Or on the house.
To suggest something is good.
Recommend.
How a place looks inside.
Decor.
Really, really good food.
Delicious. Or outstanding.
Nice. Okay, let's look at one more scenario. This one's interesting because Well, it doesn't go quite as smoothly.
Ah, this highlights that it's not just what you say, but how you say it. And the context matters.
Right. So this is from another source, an interaction between a waiter named Fabio and a customer. Let's listen to a bit.
Okay.
Waiter, good evening. My name is Fabio. I'll be your waiter for tonight. May I take your order?
Customer, no, I'm still working on it. This menu is not even English. What's good here for you?
Waiter, sir, I would recommend spaghetti and meatballs. Does it come with Coke and fries?
Well, it comes with either soup or a salad and a complimentary glass of wine, sir. I'll go with the spaghetti and meatball salad and the wine. Excellent choice. Your order will be ready soon. How soon is soon? 20 minutes? You know what? I'll just go grab a burger across the street.
Wow, you can almost feel the tension there by the end.
Yeah, it kind of fell apart, didn't it? So why did the waiter get upset?
Well, the source suggests the customer was maybe a bit disrespectful. Of the waiter's time, maybe the restaurant itself.
Right. Asking, what's good here for you is very, very casual. Maybe too casual for that setting.
And then asking if spaghetti and meatballs comes with Coke and fries.
Yeah, that suggests a very different kind of place, like a fast food joint, perhaps. It sounds like the customer's expectations didn't match the restaurant's style.
So there was a mismatch. It underlines how important it is to kind of read the room, you know? Adjust your language a bit.
Exactly. Be mindful of the setting.
Let's look at the phrases quickly. I'm still working on it. Means I need more time.
Standard enough.
That's good to hear for you. Very informal. Ask for a recommendation.
Too informal, likely.
Complimentary glass of wine. Free wine included.
Nice perk, usually.
I'll go with right. Meaning I'll choose this.
Same as I'll have, pretty much.
And then I'll just go grab a burger, using grab for getting something quickly and informally and abruptly leaving.
Yeah. So this little drama really shows that knowing the words is only part of it. Tone, context, politeness, they're all crucial for things to go well.
Absolutely. So pulling it all together from this deep dive, we've covered quite a bit about finding your way in restaurants using English.
We looked at those essential phrases for ordering, asking questions.
Saw them in action in the role plays.
Talked about cultural things like tipping and the importance of just being polite.
We also touched on potential tricky spots like menus or mistakes and hopefully gave you some useful vocabulary.
It really is such a practical skill set to have, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. If you're traveling or living abroad, feeling comfortable ordering food just makes life easier and, frankly, more fun.
It lets you engage more, try new things, connect a bit with the local culture.
So the big takeaway, we'd really hope you feel encouraged to actually use these phrases next time you get the chance.
Don't worry about perfection. Making mistakes is how you learn, honestly.
Every time you try, you get a little bit better, a little more confident.
And people generally appreciate the effort when you try to speak their language, even if it's not perfect.
So here's a little something to chew on after we finish up. Think about your absolute favorite dish to order at a restaurant.
Okay. Got one in mind.
Now, how would you order that dish in English? Try using some of the phrases we talked about. Maybe even run through a quick imaginary chat with the server in your head.
That kind of mental rehearsal is actually really effective. It primes you for the real thing.
Definitely. Well, that just about wraps up our deep dive for today. We truly hope you found it helpful, maybe picked up a useful tip or two.
Yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. It was great exploring this topic.
Hopefully you feel a bit more ready for your next English restaurant adventure.
Absolutely. Until next time.
Until our next deep dive, take care and happy learning.